All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me this morning and every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Happy Thursday. It is February 2nd, 2023. FOMC is done. Got some other news coming in today, so let's go ahead and talk about it this morning. Before we begin, bottom right hand corner of your screen, a little black logo, click on that, turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel, make sure you like these videos. Really do appreciate it as always, and helps the YouTube algorithm so we can have more people subscribe and enjoy this channel. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Dow futures up 44 points, NASDAQ futures up 250 points. Keep in mind Meta, or formerly known as Facebook, is up 20% pre-market. Woo! S&P 500 up 1%, Russell up 0.61%, crude oil is down 75.86, gasoline futures up 0.40%, $2.46 a gallon. 10-year Treasury yields 3.344%. We are now at the 200-day moving average. Let's see if we break that. The dollar broke below this level here around 101.70. Our target is right around 98.83 on the dollar. That is about 0.29% this morning, 101.51. Volatility index, the VIX, is now at 1743. We finally filled that 1861 gap that we talked about, and we're continuing. Well, we're a little bouncing here, but 2.46% to the downside for VIX. Gold futures are nearing all-time highs, at least what I read on Twitter. We are not near all-time highs. All-time highs would be back in April of 2022, I believe, or March. We're nearing $2,000 an ounce. If you guys remember, the GLD is one of the top 10 stocks of 2023. So gold investors rejoice that the dollar is going down. Silver futures were actually red in January. Interesting. 24.60 an ounce, up 4.2%. Copper futures up 1.31 this morning. Euro dollar 109.36. We just had the ECB announce that they are going to increase rates 50 basis points. Again, nice breakout as we saw, very similar to another chart here on my top left hand screen, which is the S&P 500. We talked about that correlation between the euro and the S&P. Here we are. We are higher. Dollar yen is down 56 pips, 128.37. Pound dollar 122.99. That's down 75 pips. So the dollar, other than the Japanese yen, is outperforming the major currencies out there, meaning the euro and the pound, at least in Europe. Bitcoin futures 23,945. You're still looking for 25,000 to break. We're not there yet. 1685 for Ethereum futures, up 2.46%. And that's where we are around the horn. So just want to see these questions here real quick. Let's answer the questions, and then we're going to get into some of the stuff here. Good morning. This is Thomas. Good morning. Does the recent news and move suggest that the bottom's in? If you've been following us for a while, really since October, the bottom has been in. Inflation peaked back in the summer. The peak of bearishness and the peak of the world is ending happened on October 11th, post an FOMC meeting at 3502, which is your 200 moving average on the weekly, and also the exact 50% retracement of the highs of 4808 in 2021, or I guess you want to say the early 2022, and the bottom of COVID back in April 2020. Exactly the 50% retrace, exactly the same level where we were on election day and election week is where we tapped and bounced. We are now coming close to the 100-week moving average. So again, we want to keep an eye on that as your next resistance. It is coming up, which is 4208. Now again, I'm not one to say right now, yeah, we're just going to go straight to 5,000. That's not happening. As of right now, and I said this on Discord last night to our members for the recap, your support moving forward is right here, 4,000 level on the S&P 500 futures. Resistance was the trend line. That will now be our support. As of right now, the time being, I expect that dips should be bought until we break below 4,000, and then we can start taking a look. But as of right now, we have a clear breakout. We do also have, yes, the golden cross. I love it. The golden cross, the 50 above the 200 on the futures side of the S&P 500. SPX should get that golden cross today with futures being higher. So again, we know what that means. That is bullish momentum. Unfortunately, I think that my year-end target may have been a little too conservative. I had around the 4,300 level. The bull case would have been right around 4,500 to around 4,600. At this point, if we continue this momentum higher with unemployment claims better than expected. Labor market is still relatively strong. Granted, we don't have enough workers, but we don't have mass unemployment, at least not yet. We're beginning layoffs, sure, in the tech sector, but it seems like it hasn't affected the labor market. We also got 25 basis point increase yesterday. No talk of a pause, but Powell did say said something many times during the meeting yesterday or his press conference. Disinflation, meaning inflation is coming down. So the market does not believe Powell or the FOMC. That's why yields are coming down. Same old thesis. Lower dollar, lower inflation, lower yields will get us where we need to go. If we just did the numbers on Twitter, if we did a 20% increase from where we are now, we'll go ahead and say 417 is your 10% level. That would get you to around 417 plus 4174, we'll call it 4,600. Just a 10% rise from this golden cross will get us to 4,600. If it was 20%, well, then you're about 5,000. That's a hefty prediction. I don't think that's going to happen. We need a lot of things to go right. But 4,600, oh yeah, that's definitely in place. You're not getting a straight shot. Let me make that clear. You're not going to get one shot to the moon. And if it did, we're going to reject anyways, and you want to be selling that. Right now, what you're looking for in the S&P 500 moving forward is that your trend line, which is here at 4,000, is now your support. Your 100 moving average is now your resistance, 4208. I expect us to tap that. I expect us to reject that. And after we do, we may come back to this trend line here, this green one, which I can show you a little clearer on the daily. And you can see that's been kind of the levels we've been buying at. So I would expect to get to 4,200, reject back to 4,100. That'll give us an opportunity to buy the dip, get RSIs back in line. That'll be the exact same level that we broke out of from the Powell meeting. So again, right around 4,083, 4,100. That's where we were 2 days prior, which is right at the same levels that we were around December 2022. I expect a retest of that. So again, let's not get crazy when we start seeing the market soaring either. Let's have our targets. Let's be, actually tactical and see what we can do moving forward. So again, 4208, make sure to place that alert. We'll play it out right now. And if we do, I hate to say it, but I'm going to be buying some puts. I want to go ahead and play that rejection to 4,100. Now, I did have QQQ puts this week. It hit on Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. I can't close options at 6 a.m. Unfortunately, I explained that to the team. And we just have to eat it, unfortunately. Insurance did not pay off, which is okay. You could see this was my target, 287.71, except that it happened pre-market, and then we continued to rise. Name of the game. That's options for you. I should have just done futures. Either way, back to QQQ, you can see we do have a nice gap to fill here at 308.39. We're getting a breakout of this resistance of around 296.87. If you're looking for a 161.8 extension, it would be around 323. Only thing that I regret is that my TQQ position, I had to close because it hit my stop right around November. I think it was November or December. Right around December I had to close, unfortunately. But that's the name of the game. I had to respect my stops, even though I did think the bottom was in anyways, but tech stocks were not moving. So I kept going down. I'd made ahead and just hit my support, which was right around 259.85 on Qs. And it did break that 264 level. Had to take out. So again, it happens. You move on and you got to see what works next. And as of right now, 296.85 in terms of the QQQ is your support moving forward, at least short term, and 287.74 would be your longer term support because that is your trend line right here. I do expect us to go higher. I do see that this market is turning into a new bull market. In order to get there, let me go ahead and give you the figures. This is going to be SPX. Here we go. Let's see. I think we posted it on IG as well. 4190 SPX would get us 20% above the lows of October, And 20% above lows is technically a new bull market. Let's take a look at SPX. We'll go and break up the 2-year. Again, 34.91 being the low. We would be right around 41.90. That's right around here. That is technically a new bull market. More than likely, I don't know today if we'll get there. We might, but there is a gap to fill at 42.16. So 4,200, what again is your 100 weekly MA on SPX, and of course the S&P 500 futures. That's your target moving forward. Now, what does that mean for SPY traders? That's 420, about $10 where we are now. From close, 414.65 is the current level. You're pretty much looking at 419 as your target to hit, and then you want to go ahead and take your longs. If you were long ahead of the Fed Reserve meeting, you have a lot of balls. Congratulations. I would take the profits and move on with your day. When these gap ups happen, you kind of want to just take profit and go on and see for any other opportunities. We also traded Tesla yesterday, bought some Tesla calls for next week. We may be able to catch those. Google, I have a runner, but we took Google yesterday ahead of the meeting. Google is on fire due to Meta. It is now at 106.58. I had the 105 calls for this week, so that's where we are. Good news that the 10-year Treasury yield is now at the 200 MA. The dollar broke down, and if again these chart patterns hold up, looks like 4,200 is basically a set possibility, if not just set in stone. What's up, Carlos? Missed these morning notes due to my job, man. I apologize. 9 a.m. gets us right in the beginning of the morning, kind of reading all the headlines and stuff like that. Again, these are recorded, so again, you can watch at any time at your convenience. Maybe in the future, I could do a market recap on YouTube. A lot of people were not watching it. People were more into the morning notes. So again, if it's something that you guys would want to see a recap, since more than likely we might be in a new bull market and you guys are very excited and you guys want to know what's happening next, make sure to comment on this video and say, hey, I would love a market recap at least once in a while after the bell because I work or what have you. I would love to do it, guys. This is your channel. Let me know what I can do on YouTube to help you guys out more. Would you buy some Google 110 February calls? Third to play earnings. Earnings are today. Would I buy earnings? Would I go ahead and trade it? 110, there's a gap to fill. 110.89. So that's something I talked about yesterday. If you were adamant about playing calls on Google, you're looking for 110.89 or the 110 level. We are now above the 200 moving average. The problem is that the price may be a little high due to IV. I'd wait for a pullback and see if you can get something. More than likely, you probably won't get the shot. And maybe a little too expensive. Is it a good time to sell high beta names now? SoFi and Upstart. If you need the money, Brano, yes, get rid of it. If you don't believe in these companies and you think they're trash, get rid of them now. But in terms of SoFi, you need a break of around $8.52 for a nice daily breakout. And again, after that, we go to 10 and you go slowly, incrementally going higher if we go higher on these high beta names. If you need the money today, you're selling today. You're selling into the strength. If none of this matters, you're like, nah, man, this is just money I don't need and I just want to trade it. Hold on to it. You'll be fine because we have a little more upside to go. That gives us to Upstart. Now, Upstart is not looking as great, obviously, but it is above the 200 moving average. Once you get above the 100 moving average. Once you get above the 200 day, we know the saying, nothing good happens below the 200 day. Well, good things happen above the 200 day. Break 29.89, you have a massive gap to fill at 76.45. Wouldn't be a bad idea to hold if that's the case. That's a big, big, big level to think about. Again, that's the May levels. I don't know if we'll get there, but again, Netflix filled that gap. If you remember that massive gap that we had, pretty high beta as well. And you could see it here. Remember, 162.71 being the low. People were talking about 330.203. That'll never happen. Well, we're at 361 now, and Netflix has another gap to fill at 507. Things are starting to turn. How exciting. Hey, Carlos, can you please explain in short term how filling a gap on the chart means? Many thanks and greetings from Romania. Hey, thank you for hitting us up from Romania. Filling gaps is just a technical pattern. When you get gaps of markets going down or gaps that going up, usually right around 80% of the time, I can't say that's scientific, we fill those gaps. Does it mean a new trend? No, it just means that we're using the pattern to get back to where we were and then see where the new trend is. It's morely just a check back. That's it. That's the best way you can think of it. Hey, really appreciate what you do. Thank you, JJ. Hey, would love a recap twice a month at least. All right, Ray, can you go ahead and type that on the comments? And we could do that maybe every other Friday or something like that. We could figure out something. Carlos, any beat down growth stocks worth buying? Well, here is the question with that. When it comes to growth, let me make it easy for you. You could just do SPY-G like I do. And again, now we're testing the 200 moving average. Finally, that is a growth ETF. You also have a gap right around $60.19. You got another gap here at $65.98. If you're looking for something with a little more juice and you're saying, no, man, I really want to go for this high beta, you're probably going to kill me, but I'm going to say ARKK because it's an ETF with everything and it's the highest beta you can get. But in terms of growth names, if you're doing individual, you need to research them specifically. If you're looking to shoot the moon and say, hey, man, I want to go ahead and just maximize what I can get, you can do ARKK, maybe to 55, maybe to this gap fill around 66 from 41. But again, that's based on your risk tolerance. So that's an idea. Let's see. These recaps are amazing when you used to do them, especially when things against sentiment in the morning. No, it's nice to know why you think that is. Sure. Yeah, we could definitely do it. Again, I did the morning and the afternoon one, but no one was on the afternoon one because I did it around 5 p.m. So I guess I have to figure out a time that works for everybody in terms of the aftermarket recap. If that's the case, I'll be more than happy to do it. It's just, I remember the last time I did it, there was 0 viewers, 0. I guess just people were not interested. Totally cool. 5 p.m. the last thing you want to deal with the market. I get it. In the morning, everyone's refreshed, everyone's ready to go, everyone's got their coffee in. I think people are a little more excited in the morning than they are excited in the evening. So again, that's just my contention. Again, I could always change it up and say where we go with that. I mean, guys, this is your channel. I do this for y'all. So again, if you guys want a market recap in the evening, I'd be more than happy to do it. Just let me know in the comment section. When's a good time to do it? How many days a week you want me to do it, or how many times a month? Again, suggestions are always welcome, and I appreciate that, of course. So I'm very excited, obviously. I mean, last year has been pretty ugly, obviously, with the bear markets and everything. Now we're starting to see things move higher, and I'm very excited for the team that has stuck with us. Because bear market or bull market, we're here every day explaining to you what's happening and why it happens. Why it happens is important, so you guys understand and learn for the future. This will not be the last bear market you're going to go through. Understand, be prepared. This won't be the last time we have a bottom. Understand and prepare moving forward. That's the key. So you guys can understand and move forward and do this for the rest of your life if you please. So yes, thank you, Interactive. Hit that like button if you like these videos. Share them if you like. Subscribe, all that good jazz. And if you don't want to like the video, that's totally cool. No problem. We'll go ahead and leave it there, guys. Again, 4,200 being resistance. I would expect a rejection of that, at least short term. You can stay overbought. Yeah, I'm not saying that you can't stay overbought. You can be, and we are overbought based on the RSI, but momentum is pushing higher. I mean, look at the NASDAQ futures, up 2%. People are very, 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 very interested in this rally and see if this is really a bull market, a new bull market, or a bear market rally. I say it's a bull market. Some people may think otherwise, and I think that's why we go higher. When everyone starts saying that it's a bull market and people are getting excited again, the memes and all that craziness and to the moon, Wall Street bet sort of thing, that's kind of your hint that things may pull back a little bit. We aren't there yet. A lot of people are still doubting this move, which is fine. That's fuel to the fire for the bulls to go a little higher. So again, let's not get too excited either. We don't want everyone to think that there's an opportunity just yet. Because if everyone crowds in, just like in 2022, the world's ending towards the end of the year, yeah, the consensus was looking like it's wrong. So let's let this be our little secret. We got a little more to go. New bull market may be happening. I think the new bull market is happening anyways, but what do I know? We'll go ahead and leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your morning. I will catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note. We have non-farm payroll tomorrow. So got some stuff coming up. The week is not over. Apple, Google, and Amazon report after the bell. So it'll be exciting. We'll keep an eye on it as always. Have a great rest of your morning. I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.